I've been listening to you guys for a while now. I'm happy to get to talk to you. You guys have such a incredible sound. It's very clean, very awesome. What influence does the band have to create the sound that they have created?
It's pretty diverse. We call ourselves a trash rock band because I think it encompasses all genres of rock music, from 80s hair metal to grunge to new metal to butt rock to Warped Tour, emo, and metalcore. I would say like all of that,
We got pop.
and then pop music too. And I think the next song we're about to release is just a straight up pop song, pop love song, probably the poppiest song we've ever made. So I think we love to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Awesome. Where does his name Felicity come from? Because it's such an interesting name for a band.
Yeah, it actually back a long time ago when we first started the band. I think one of the hardest things to do is to actually name a band, because you're trying to get a group of grown men to come up with one name that's gonna, represent a collective group of people that is something that everyone thinks is cool, that really no one hates. It's really trying to find something that like not one member of the band hates. And at the time, the only members of the band that were there at the time of the naming was the singer Damien and I, and it was something that none of us hated, and it was kind of a synonym for the word Nirvana, and we all loved the band Nirvana. It just means happiness, and we interpret it as do what makes you happy. And for us, it's being in a band, making music, and making music for other people and inspiring other people to do the same, which is do what makes you happy, like spend your life doing what makes you happy. And so Felicity just means extreme happiness. And so that's kind of like the message and what we kind of have always tried to like live by with the band. And so that's where that name came from.
Awesome. Your last single, Charlie Sheen, continued in a string of awesome singles that you guys have released. They keep on getting more and more plays as you keep on releasing these singles. Where did the inspiration for Charlie Sheen come from, and how did the collaboration with North Point come about?
The collaboration came from just asking and asking and asking, and finally, I guess, building up enough credibility. And we pulled a couple strings with some connections we had through our manager and through our label. Cory's actually wearing the Adventure Cat Records shirt, but shout out to Adventure Cat Records, who put out our last album, Dear Universe. But they actually have worked on the management side with Point North, so we're able to get us kind of in contact and get us in front of them. But John from Point North is willing to work with us and to do the song. And it was actually not only had the feature, but it actually was a full collaboration of writing the song, doing the song from scratch with John, and also he produced the song as well. So we went to LA in the studio, produced the song with him. And the inspiration for the song was we did the song from scratch. We didn't have a single lyric or riff. We went into the studio with nothing. We really wanted to build it from the ground up with John and the band. And so the inspiration was about just how everyone in life has things that get them down. Everyone has things in life that are going wrong in their life, and times of extreme desperation, times of extreme lows, and how the world's just going to keep spinning no matter what's going on with life. And it's really easy to jump on social media and create woe is me stories, but it's also really easy to just keep pushing forward and understand that there's more to life than just focusing on the negative, and to kind of pull yourself up and keep going. And we were like, who's the celebrity who's kind of just had a really tough go, who's had extreme lows, and it's just kind of keep on pushing forward and kind of had kind of like able to push through that. And we just kept going back to Charlie Sheen as like a celebrity who could just like, no matter how low he's fallen, has continued to push through and is still around, and still people could be like, it's Charlie Sheen. That's just who he is. It's just who he is. And so it really just, we kept going back to it, and we couldn't think of anyone better. The name fit the rhyming scheme that we wanted to fit really well, and it just really encompassed that. So it just kind of tied the whole thing together, and it made it really relatable too. Like, like living your life like I dig myself deep like Charlie Sheen, you can pretty much know exactly what you're doing. Like you're self-sabotaging essentially. So it's like it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Like you did this to yourself type of vibe.
Definitely. What's the writing process like? Because it seems like you guys have a very collaborative process with each other. Does every band member get a say in it? How does that work for you guys?
Yeah. I mean, everyone gets a say in it. It's kind of what's nice is having 5 guys that all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds of music that they grew up with. So Damien will have an idea of a lyric, or Drew and I will have like a part that we envision a sound for, of like some hook or something. And so it's nice because everybody's able to just Lego build block off one another. And because of just, the years that we've had together, everybody is very collaborative with one another. There's no like ego placed on anything. Like everybody's, willing to try everything, because eventually when we get to our producer, he's going to tell us if it sucks or not. So it's kind of, we all work together to write the best and what we think is the best for the song, the sound, the vision, where we're going. And then, yeah.
And I think everybody has like their own songs too. There's definitely songs, especially if you go back to our full length album, Dear Universe, we released, that are like individuals songs that either they were the lead on the writing process, or they came up with the idea, or at some point it was like a song that was really their kind of baby. And it's really cool to have a full album where everyone kind of has their own song on, and everyone had their own song that had some degree of success too, like some like song that really is either a fan favorite, a crowd favorite, or maybe not like the most successful on the streaming platforms, but like ones that fans say, oh, I really love that song. Can you guys please play that song live? Like everyone has a song that fits into one of those categories, which is really, really cool.
Awesome. And for the single Charlie Sheen actually has listened to it and reacted in a very positive way. What did that mean to the band? And, how do you guys feel about having his endorsement?
It was cool. It was wild. We never really expected it. We kind of were really sitting down one day thinking like, what can we do to promote this song as a band? You want to treat every single like it's your baby. And we had kind of felt like we hadn't really put our like best foot forward on the last couple singles. We feel like we could have done better, and we always want to top ourselves. But with Charlie Sheen, we knew we had something special. We knew the song really deserved our A effort. So I think one night we sat in a circle for an entire band practice, and we just thought about ideas of what we could do to market the song that would be unique and something we'd never seen people do before. And so we came up with the idea of like, let's just cold call. Let's look up and research if we can research who Charlie Sheen's agents and managers and people who he works with are, and just see if we could cold call them and just see how far we can get. And let's make it really ridiculous to where we're like asking for his personal number. And if they just hang up on us, that'll be funny. That'll be like a funny piece of content. Like, hey, can you give us Charlie Sheen's phone number? We wrote a song about him. We want to show it to him. And oddly enough, the first person we called was his agent. And she ended up being a real sweetheart. And we ended up having like a 5-minute long conversation with her. And she was really into the idea of working with us and showing him the song. And we filmed the entire thing. And that ended up going really viral on TikTok, that like just interaction with us and her on the phone. And she ended up facilitating him hearing the song and stuff. And it may lead to us doing stuff more with him in the future. We don't really know, but it was just really cool to obviously have him hear it. And like our first try worked, and it went really viral and helped the success of the song. So I would say like the advice and lesson we learned was like, just go shoot your shot. You never know who might pick up the phone and who might actually listen to you and give you a shot, because we would thought like they're just going to hang up on us. No one's going to give us any time of day, but like it worked way better than we ever expected. For sure.
Definitely. The band does have a great presence on social media. How important is it for you guys to keep up that presence, and you guys kind of show your personality through it, because you guys seem to post a lot of very different things on there?
I mean, it's like anything with it in today's age, like relevancy and staying top of mind, because things move so fast online. Something's trending, something's hot 1 minute, and then the next it's gone. So being able to stay top of mind on everyone's, timelines and feeds, you have to just find ways to innovate yourself and just to try to push the envelope further and just find ways that you're continuously evolving yourself as well. Because, everything's changing so rapidly. It's not like it was 10, 15 years ago. So it's very important for us to just constantly be researching, constantly be watching other bands, other content creators, and even step outside of just music and see, like, what are the general people enjoying right now? How can we put ourselves into that whole, sphere, that whole realm, and make us more palatable and make us more relevant to what people are watching? So it's definitely a very important process for all of us.
Yeah, and we still think we could be doing. We always think we could be doing so much better. We look at other bands, we're like, oh man, that was such a good idea. Why didn't we come up with that? And so it's we appreciate all the praise. We work really hard at it. We go to say, like, we'd love to be on the road 24/7. Right now, that's not where we're at as a band, but we feel like, hey, if we make a really great TikTok, we can reach thousands of people, and we can reach thousands of people every single day. So it's really just a tool we try to use as much as we can, because, playing a show in front of 1,000 people would be amazing to do every single day, but unfortunately we can't. But we have this other tool. We have the potential to reach them and maybe convert a couple fans a day. And if we're doing that 365 days a year, if we're converting a handful of people into becoming Felicity fans, then that compounds and adds up. And we've seen over the last few years that us doing that every single day, when we do go out on the road, those people do come to shows. And we just came back from tour, and there was a handful of people at every single show who were like, I've been following you guys on TikTok, and I drove 2 hours just to be at this show because I've seen your guys' face every single day, and you're Drew and you're Cory and that's Mike, and they know exactly who we are and our personalities and stuff. So it's really cool.
Awesome. And as an indie band, how does that social media following and the positive response from the fans help build morale and help the band evolve into what it's becoming?
I'd say it helps a lot. Yeah.
It's validating. It's because the easiest thing you can do is self-loathe and believe that you're just not doing it right, or that second guess yourself and feel like am I wasting time? Because everybody goes through the periods like that. But when you play a show and somebody comes up to you and they're like, your music is like my favorite thing. I watch you guys every day. I'm in your Discord. I do this. And just to see the impact you have on this, at the time, stranger you've not met face to face, only digitally, and just how much of an impact you have on them and how much they spread it, it just validates that, maybe you are doing the right thing. You'll have those dark days, but if you cannot let that sink you down and you just keep focusing on the objective ahead, it lifts you up with it. So
yeah, and it like we've had luckily we've had opportunities where we've gone viral, and it really seems like when we sit down and we really put a thought of effort into what can we do to go viral, we've been able to succeed at it a handful of times, and it's just really validating to know that, like, we have the capability to it when we really put our mind to it. And sometimes it's hard to put us into that mindset of, like, really, because it is a grind. It is a grind to do it every single day. But, like, when we really put our mind to it and we really sit ourselves down and buckle down, that we're capable of it, because I'm sure there's tons of bands in the world who have never experienced it, and they try and aren't capable to. But just knowing the self-assurance of, like, hey guys, if we really take this to the next level and kick it up a notch, like, who knows what we could be capable of if we just keep doing it. So it is really, really self-assuring, and it does help the morale a lot.
Yeah, it helps you not take it for granted.
Yeah.
Also.
Definitely. And I did see on your Instagram that it says that you're banned from Lowe's, Target, and Home Depot. What's the story behind that?
We go through phases where we do the content because we don't want to oversaturate it. We have I think it might be in the merch bin. But we go through phases where we do it because we don't want to just, like, overdo the content. But we have phases where, like, if we're promoting songs, we'll go into Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, other big box stores. And it started where we would just go out in front of the store and play our song with a big Bluetooth speaker for all the customers. And then we would, push around the Bluetooth speaker in a cart around the store and play it for the customers. And then it would be maybe our singer Damien in the cart pushing the Bluetooth speaker. And then it evolved into us just bringing our instruments in the store and putting on performances. And it's just gone to the point where we've been kicked out of local Lowe's and Home Depot and Targets, and we've created rivalries with assistant managers and been banned from local stores. So it's really like a meta storyline that's evolved. And if you followed us on the social media platforms, people know that about us. And so we've kind of just owned the brand of just like we've been banned from Lowe's in our local Lowe's because we've gone in there to promote our music so much. And we film so much content inside Lowe's that they banned us. So we have to go to different locations. And so whenever we go on tour, we try to see like, hey, is there a Lowe's nearby we can go where they don't know that we exist yet? And actually, it was funny. We just played a show in New York, and we had fans come who used to work at Lowe's, and they brought us Lowe's vests and outfits so that we can go in undercover next time we go. So we're thinking about actually maybe making a Lowe's trip this week, and we'll be for the first time in disguise undercover as Lowe's employees. And so now it's about to get kicked up a notch for sure.
That is so awesome. You guys talked about a single earlier on. What is next for your band? What do you guys have coming up for us?
Well, we're actually announcing a single today. So whenever this comes out, it's probably going to be already out. So we have a new single coming out called Lovesick Blues. You can pre-save it now, and it comes out on May 14th. It's one of the songs we're most excited about out of all the songs we've recorded over the last couple of years. We feel like it's one of the most accessible songs to anybody. We feel like a lot of our music might be geared towards maybe, someone who grew up listening to Warped Tour music, or maybe an elder emo, or maybe someone who's a metalhead and loves mosh pits. But like this song, we feel like is for anybody. Really relatable lyrics, really catchy chorus, and we might even get a little bit of trouble for releasing this song. I don't know. We'll see. We might get sued for this song. I don't know. We love to get in trouble whenever we can. Controversy is great. But this song, Lovesick Blues, we're really excited about. So yeah, we're releasing that, and we are playing our first show in Chicago next month, which we're really excited about. Our first headline show in Chicago. It's one of the cities that's always showed us an insane amount of love on streaming platforms like Spotify and the back end of all of our social networks. We see like we have tons of love in Chicago, so we're playing our first headline show there. And then the beginning of June, we're going to Dallas, Texas to play So What Music Fest, which we're really excited about playing that festival.
Awesome. Well, I'm a fan. You guys have an amazing sound. I really enjoy the fact that you guys have like an evolution of music that just continues to get better and better. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, appreciate you so much, man. It's really fun hanging out.
Thank you.